This is the Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, on Alternative Talk, AM 1150. Now, back to the show with local mortgage and finance expert, Tina Mitchell.
Welcome back to the Money Hour with your host and mortgage expert, Tina Mitchell, right here on 1150 AM KKNW, the Saturday, October 25th show. I am empowering our community, providing you with opportunities and solutions when it comes to your money. If you're hearing my show at a different time or day, you're listening to a rebroadcast, and you can always call into the show at 1-855-400-1150. Again, that's 1-855-400-1150, or online at themoneyhour.com if you'd like to talk to any of the guests that I have in studio. And right now, my first guest, Tricia Tomlinson with Staging and Designs Network. Staging and Design Network is a new shared member network for professional stagers, interior designers, realtors, builders, and their clients. And Tricia, I'm excited to have you back in studio. You've came here a few times to share with my listeners, and it's just a unique company model that you have, and I'm always excited to have you here and to share that. So thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And let's go ahead and start out with sharing with my listeners what home staging is.
Yeah, home staging, it's actually been around for a while. Started out as just preparing a home for sale by reorganizing and kind of decluttering the home. And since the HGTV and these new TV shows have come out and more awareness has evolved, the home staging industry has really grown into more of a on-purpose design aspect of the home. Stagers are now going into a home and they'll many times completely reconfigure the home and bring new furnishings in and just make the home beautiful. And it's now been proven that homes that are professionally staged sell for up to 18% more in about a third of the time. So homeowners are finding it a really good value to do that.
Yeah, and I totally agree. And I think we've talked a lot when I've had real estate experts in here, and staging comes up a lot when you're looking at maximizing your dollar. And as a seller in this environment, the question, a lot of times you hear a seller, well, why do I need to do that? Why do I need to worry about it? Because there's so many buyers out there. It doesn't matter how many buyers there are. The question is, do you want to get top dollar? Right. And you just, said with those statistics. So it's really important to go through that process. So Tricia, why does Staging and Design Network, why was it created? Can you talk about that story?
Yeah, it's really about collaboration. If you want to start a staging business, it's really an expensive business to get started in, because first you have to buy a lot of furnishings, and you can never have enough furnishings for every home or every style of home. And then you have to store those furnishings, and then you have to move them from home to home to home several times a month. So can you imagine moving your home, 3, 4, 5 times a week? It's just really labor intensive. So as a prior stager, I just thought, well, this is a struggle for me. And if it's a struggle for me, I bet it's a struggle for a lot of other people who professionally stage. So I thought, well, we create a rental pool, we could all share our resources. And so that was the beginning of Staging and Design Network. We started with a rental pool, and then I thought, well, we need to sell these furnishings too, so let's add a resale gallery. Yeah. And then I thought, well, let's advertise our services. So we developed a service directory, and then we added a design center to our fulfillment center.
Yeah.
So.
And what an amazing idea. Just brilliant.
Thank you. I don't think it's so brilliant. It's just one of those things that was kind of needed.
Yeah. And well, it's awesome. So you have a 3 membership level, and can you talk about this and why 3?
Yeah. You mentioned that we work with realtors, interior designers, home stagers, and builders. And to do that, we thought, well, we needed home furnishings for our stagers. And in order to be able to get great pricing, we decided to open an aspect of that up to the public. So really we have a free membership, which is anyone who wants to buy from the Resale Gallery.
Okay.
And then they can also post their services in the service directory, totally free. And then we also have a wholesale membership, which is $60 a year, and anyone can come to our design center and buy at wholesale pricing, which is 40 to 50% off. And it's home furnishings and decor, upholstery, lighting, bedding, art, anything to do inside the home with the exception of appliances. And what that does is it improves our pricing because we're able to buy in volume for our stagers. So it's just a win all the way around. And then we have trade membership, which is specifically for our stagers. And we bring in their home furnishings, put it in the rental pool. We manage all those furnishings. And there's just a lot of things that we do for stagers specifically.
And you talk about managing, I mean, because I know you guys have an extensive software as well that really keeps everything all coordinated for the professional stagers that have their own furniture that's coming into your rental pool.
Yeah. Well, just imagine that you have huge fulfillment center full of home furnishings, all owned by different stagers. And somebody goes online and places an order for a rental, and the order goes out, and there might be 30 different stagers being paid on that rental. So our website manages all of the monies coming and going between our members. And it's also a place where people can go and pick out the rental inventory, pick out stuff from the resale gallery.
That's great. So give us a little behind the scenes and what happens in a day at Staging and Design Network.
Well, every day is different, of course, but a typical day might be we may have someone who heard us on the radio or someone who heard about us from a realtor who comes in and says, gosh, I just bought a home and I'm so excited and now I need to furnish it. Can you help me with interior design services? Or can we just buy furnishings? And of course, we work with tons and tons of interior designers and home stagers, so we provide referrals. And we'll have a stager who will come in who signs up for membership and tours the fulfillment center and looks at home furnishings. And so we'll help process rentals. And then, of course, there's the delivery of home furnishings to each stage project as well.
All right. So what do you have at the design center?
So our design center is connected to our fulfillment center. So what's interesting and a little different is you come into the design center, which is kind of hidden. We're in an industrial park where there are other there's automotive repair companies, so it's in an unlikely location that you wouldn't find unless you knew about us. So when you come in, you'll be pleasantly surprised with beautiful home furnishings that are for sale at great prices. But connected to that is also our resale gallery. So if you're working on a tight budget where you are moving into a new home and all your old furnishings, only a few of them will work, you can do a new design with a limited budget for new furnishings, and then supplement it with some of the stuff in the resale gallery because it's all like new. It's just been used for staging.
So share your online presence with my listeners, Tricia.
It's Staging and Design Network, all spelled out.com. So www.staginganddesignetwork.com.
Perfect. Now, you mentioned a shared rental pool and resale gallery. Where is this inventory stored? What are those locations?
Yeah, we're located in Kirkland, Washington.
Okay.
This is our first pilot location. We've been launched 2.5 years, and our plan is to scale it nationally, but we're still working through the bugs of our first location. So, we're located in Kirkland, Washington in the Totem Lake area.
Okay.
You can find directions online.
Got it. Tricia, who manages it?
I would be yours truly. That
you do a lot of stuff, just like me. Busy women.
Yeah.
So I understand that Staging and Design Network also donates a lot to help women in need. And can you share this with my listeners?
We do. A lot of our furnishings, we have a Stager Palooza once per quarter. In fact, our next one is coming up December 5th and 6th. And what we'll do is sell a lot of the furnishings that haven't rented in the last 6 months or that stagers are ready to sell because they're always updating their inventory. And sometimes those furnishings don't all sell, and we donate them. So there are two charities that we donate quite a lot to, and that's Mary's Place in Seattle and also Habitat for Humanity. I think it's not uncommon for them to come after a Stager Palooza and take a whole truckload of furnishings.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really great, and that all comes from our stagers.
So, Tricia, what about upcoming events? What do you have happening? What's on the horizon?
Well, we have our Stager Palooza event, which is December 5th and 6th, and that's where we'll have a huge blowout sale of practically new staging inventory, and we'll also have some sale items from new home furnishings. And then also February 13th, we're doing a big charity event for Mary's Place, and it'll be a silent auction that'll be in our fulfillment center, which should be really fun. And you'll hear more about that between now and then.
Okay. So, Tricia, can you talk a little bit about your pickup and delivery services?
Yeah, we have our own pickup and delivery services. So if you go online and put an order for rent, we pull all the inventory loaded on our truck, bring it to the location, and when the home is sold and it's ready to be picked up, we'll come and get it and bring it back and put it all away. Okay,
wonderful. Any restrictions that you have with the rental pool and what's happening in the
Yeah, well, we're a little different than a typical rental company in that our focus is for rentals for staging. So we have restrictions on the inventory. Obviously, we're not counting on it being used. So typically, we're mostly staging vacant homes. Occasionally, our stagers will stage an owner-occupied home and just share with that owner that, you know, if the furniture gets damaged, then they'll need to probably purchase it.
And I think this concept is just, I mean, I said it earlier in the show. I mean, it's just brilliant. It really, really is. And some of the simple things, it seems simple once somebody creates and comes up with the idea, but it wasn't that simple because nobody came up with the idea. I mean, you're the first company to do this, and it's just really exciting. And I like that you're really supporting small businesses, and it's helping. I want to say women because sometimes it's about the girls, but and the men that are out there as well in their real estate business, they're just a little stronger and they can move furniture around a little easier. So, but in really supporting that, sometimes you just as a real estate agent, you're not able to offer that extra level of service for your sellers and do staging because of everything that you have to do. And so now really anybody can do this.
Yeah, it's really about where do you want to put your energy? Do you really want to be lugging furniture from home to home? Or for realtors, for example, their time is much better spent on going out and getting listings and working with buyers.
Yeah.
And even home stagers, their time is much better spent working on the design part of the business because that's what their talent is.
Sure. So could consumers utilize that rental pool as well, Tricia, or it's for business owners on that rental pool side of it?
Anybody can utilize the rental pool. I think where the talent comes in is pulling the project together. And that's where stagers really shine and make the difference because otherwise you might as well just use your own home furnishings, right? I think the talent of a stager is really essential when it comes to staging homes.
So, Tricia, as a wrap-up before I need to take us to break, anything that you want to leave with for any of my listeners, whether there's a builder out there, a realtor, a professional stager, or a consumer?
Come see us in Kirkland. Love to see you.
Wonderful. Tricia, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Just really excited about what you're doing with your company. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Coming up next on The Money Hour, illness tends to spread faster through places where there's many people that live together. And being able to stay in your own home as you're getting through that aging process is a nice alternative, a nice option. And excited to have Robert Christensen in studio with Amada Senior Care right here on 1150 AM KKNW after this short break.